Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 98, Nasdaq up 81, S&P's up 11, gold contract down $1, down $2, 18.66 an ounce. Silver off 50 cents, $22.60 an ounce. Light sweet crude flat, $39.82 a barrel. Notes and bonds. The 10-year up 7 tick, 10-year flat, 139.16. 30-year up 7 ticks at 176.22. And King Dollar up 70 ticks, trading 94.460. The euro is at 116. The yen's at 105.5, and the British pound is at 127 to 1 U.S. dollar. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
Man, oh man, quite a rocket ship in the last few minutes, those S&Ps, man. We'll see where this day leads us, but
how do you
the
like
excitement.
It? And, you know, folks, it's almost like too easy because the bottom line is that you had the Qs come right down to the last low out here. Last low in the Qs is 260.11. You hit 261.22. If we take a look at the SPYs, we get over and take a look at the SPYs. What did that baby do? Oh, that actually got underneath it. Oh, this is going to get intriguing, man. The SPY yesterday, Monday, 321.73, and you got a rejection right now. Let's get over to our man, Mr. Kevin Hinks, TD Ameritrade, Think or Swim, as we do every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And don't forget, folks, every trading day right here. Outstanding show, 11 to 12 Eastern Standard Time. You want to understand the option market, option strategies, futures, great show. If you haven't test-driven yet the Think or Swim platform, so easy to do. You're sitting on our website, hit the banner, bring it up. They'll allow you to trade with paper money each and every day, and you can follow Kevin and his team. And we're talking about defined risk, folks, okay? When you can get the futures, you know, if we started out pre-market out here today at the futures, they're up about 30, 35. They get down 120, and you're up 70. Gotta love it, man. It's a trader's paradise out here. Kevin Hinks, what's going on?
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tommy. You know, that is a pretty accurate description of what this summer and now this fall has been for traders.
Yeah.
It's been paradise, right? High levels of implied volatility, lots of movement in the market, a pretty orderly correction that we've had the last 2 weeks. It's, volatility is going to remain elevated into the election. So in terms of a trading environment, yeah, you're right, Tom. It doesn't get much better than this.
And what we're talking about here, folks, there's something for everyone here. This is what's, you really have a trader's market now, meaning you could be a bull, a bear, you could be you could be whatever you want to be, man. The bottom line is, as long as you get a strategy out there, there's enough movement both up and down that you can actually make money, as long as you're not going for like a freaking grand slam,
Right. Think about it, Tom. If you were bearish coming in this morning, you had a chance to cover shorts.
Yes.
And make money.
Right.
If you were bullish this morning, you had a chance to buy the open, buy the dip, and you're doing well.
Oh, yeah.
So both ways can be profitable on a day like this.
There's no doubt.
With this kind of movement.
Yeah. And, it's going to be really intriguing, Kevin, to see if there is any real correlation inside this dollar. It's like, okay, so what does this thing mean? It's intriguing. Right. I hear people saying that, the dollar's strong. I'm saying to myself, the dollar's strong. Well, the dollar's not strong, man. The dollar's gone from 103 down to 95 as the market exploded topside, So right. from March, so the real, my question, even in my head, I'm saying to myself, okay, if this dollar wants lower price, does that mean higher price in the markets? And that's what I think it means.
Sure.
But, we'll see how this shakes out, man.
Sure, because if this market was really in trouble, Tom, and I have to defer to you on this one, would gold be trading like this if this market was really in trouble? Because that's some heavy trading in the gold futures. And that's signaling to me that the question really with the dollar is this a technical bounce on the way to lower prices?
Yes.
Right? Or is this a firming U.S. dollar that's come down, like you said, from 103? And is it starting to find, footing here around in the low 90s? That's really the question because, you've heard me say this before, Tom. The dollar affects everything.
It does.
Everything. Stocks, commodities, metals, everything.
Yeah.
The dollar is really the macroeconomic driver for so much.
There's no doubt, and in particular, folks, what we've had now is that we know, the bonds don't move too much. I mean, the Fed has control of that bond market. I mean, these sideways moves in the bonds, it's almost like, hey, this is where we're going to be. You know what I mean? But that interest rate structure, used to be a big deal. I'm
right.
sure it can be in the future. That the bottom line, though, is that right now it seems that they got a handle on that. It would make sense, too. I mean, on a longer basis. I mean, something has to be some consistency. And it looks to me like they got that consistency saying, okay, there's going to be low rates for a long period of time. The kicker, Kevin, is that how can they ever raise rates, right?
Right. Well, I mean, the only thing that'll make them raise rates and force their hand is inflation.
Yes.
Right? Inflation will cause a tone change from the Fed.
Right.
And they'll fight it as long as they can, but eventually they won't be able to. And rates will move really without the Fed. I mean, you remember the Fed controls the Fed funds rate, the overnight lending rate.
Sure.
But bonds, that could be setting up, Tom, if inflation starts to creep into this market and the Fed still wants low interest rates, that can set up a heavyweight battle between the overall market and the Fed.
There's no doubt. So, bottom line, we had Nike come out. Now yeah. I know Nike ends the earnings, right? Is it when you look at it? Is that?
Well, we got one more.
Okay.
I'm starting to adjust that theory because Nike usually signals the end, but we have a good one today, Costco.
Oh,
so
yeah, okay.
Nike and Costco,
right.
I'm willing to adjust because you know what we're doing in this business time? We're always adjusting.
Yep,
and
no doubt.
Costco is a little bit, actually a couple days later than Nike. So
okay.
Nike or Costco, once you hear those two names, yeah, it's pretty much the end of earnings season.
Yeah, and, you talk about Costco. Costco's laying out here at 342, right?
Right. Exactly. We're going to cover that today. Like Folio's going to cover it. So we'll do pretty extensive coverage today of Costco.
Right.
Nice.
And Kevin, tell the folks about Lightfolio. It's really interesting when you have those guys on. So what exactly do they do? They're looking at a lot of data, right?
They measure. Here's what they do. They are a data company that measures social media posts on stock.
Okay.
And you're not talking about 10 or 20. You're talking about millions of social data posts.
Right.
And they gauge customer intentions, a myriad of metrics that they cover. And their accuracy on getting moves in a stock and seeing trends before it happens is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, if you haven't heard it, folks, it's really cool, man. I mean, the guy that puts it together, man, he's so bright, man. It's really cool.
Yeah. They are just a young, small company that's doing an amazing job.
Folks, 45 minutes from now, Kevin, you have a great one, safe one, have a great weekend. We look forward to speaking to next Tuesday.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Stay right there. Tommy and I come right back, folks.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrial's up at 105, NASDAQ up 82, S&P's up 11. We have gold down 380, silver's off 50 cents. Quite a market, huh, Tom?
Oh, man, things look pretty dicey coming into 9:30. Doing my program this morning. Of course, we got weekly jobless claims, right? That number coming in at about 870,000, pretty close to expectations. Continuing claims off only about 160,000 to 12.58 million. Market traded down on that number at 8:30, but poof, it's just quite a pop, man. We're now 45 points off the lows we had right at 9:30 in the S&Ps.
Yeah, no doubt. And if we take a look at the NDX, folks, the strength inside the NDX right now, you got Lam Research up 3.5%, AMD up 2.9%, NVIDIA up 2.7%, and CLAC up 2.3%. You can see this is where the chip stocks, folks, just drive the NDX 100. It's pretty amazing, actually. On the way down, you got Moderna down 3.5%, INCY is off 2.5%, you got Biomarlin off 2.4%, and DocuSign is down 2.3%. Inside the Dow, what do we got inside the Dow here? So inside the Dow, putting juice into it, Goldman Sachs plus 46 points, Microsoft 23, Salesforce 18. Taken away from it, Boeing minus 16, Nike minus 12, Amgen minus 4. So I expect we're going to have quite a day out here, man. And as I said when we were talking to Kevin, you got a two-way market here, folks. Don't be surprised that my take is the larger position is an ABC structure down. So I love these bounces. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, because it's tough to find a point to short it when the thing just goes straight down like it did yesterday, right?
Exactly. You got to be in, and you just got to keep bringing the stops down. And when you got a bounce like this, if you're on the other side of the market, it's a little gift. So some of the higher volume equities. Let's look at that. Apple's the king. That's up $1.56. Microsoft 272. J.P. Morgan. Let's go look at the banks. This is pretty amazing. These banks just can't get any traction, man. You're flat out here. 2 weeks we're down from 103 to 92. That's quite a hit for a bank. No doubt. So we got, let's see, what else has high volume out here? We got Carnival is down 29 cents. I don't know how the cruise lines are ever going to come back. You got Freeport McMoran up 31 cents. You got, where's Nikola? NKLA. I heard you talking about that this morning.
Yeah, quite a 24 hours from 28 to 18.
Yeah.
And again, it happened this morning, man. Even this morning, people are buying it at 16, pushing it up to 19.
Pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, exactly. We'll just leave it at that, man. Makes 0 sense.
Just look at this scene. This scene here, folks. This is like when GM, bottom line did the partnership, $54. That $54 price target was only September 8th. So 5, 10. That's 12 trading days ago.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense, man.
It is, and the news just keeps getting worse. Now, you had Hindenburg, the same company. They're super biased. They're short. They have a huge interest of driving this company to zero.
Sure.
But they're saying that they got more bad news that's coming, man. And I'm sure they got something, whether it's dramatic or not. They got something. And if it was that dramatic, they probably would have put it in their first report, right? But nonetheless, man, I don't know why that stock traded up early in this week, and you saw the pain that it went through yesterday.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's get over to the gold market, okay? So gold. Gold right now, we got into a low today of 1851. You're still down $5.80. And what we're looking for, so the breakout area on gold was 1839. You get 212,000 contracts. Yesterday you did 412. It's going to be close today, man. 212. Yeah, it'll be lighter volume today, but it's going to be close, And, as we've been talking, folks, okay, what you need, on Monday we came down with 387,000. You had more volume yesterday. We still haven't reached the breakout area, though. That's the key when you're looking at this technically. So we'll see what this volume comes in today. If you have the contraction, it's going to be a cool deal. If we go to the GDX, we look at the GDX. What you have with the GDX here, this almost looks like it's going to, the key is on the GDX is that 37.49. We made 37.08 today. And if you get a rejection, we get the 37.08. You're at 38 right now. That could get interesting, man. Meaning that could be the end of that correction there. What's a tough one here, as even we were talking with Kevin, Tom, is that I'm trying to figure this dollar out, man. I mean, because the day before, it seemed that the dollar could go up and the market wouldn't get hit. Yesterday, folks, the dollar went up and the market got smoked. So, the correlation there is like, okay, is it that dramatic? Today it's not telling us anything. So,
yeah,
pretty wild, man.
Yeah, I mean, the VIX just jumped to, above 30 today as things got a little dicey from like 26 yesterday. I think we're exactly 40 days from the election today.
40 days, that's it.
So that's going to be here before we know it, man.
Ride 'em, cowboy.
It is. That's right.
Oh, man. So let's go look at these S&Ps. This is, the S&P just gave it up again. Fast and furious. We got up to 32.46. You're at 32.29 right now. You're back inside the lower range, meaning all night. The first high last night, folks, came in at about 32.35, and then basically gave it up. So we'll see how this baby shakes out, man. Once you're back inside the range, that's a danger point that you can get to the bottom of that range. Let's go look at Apple. So, yeah, Apple's up $1.36. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. That looks to me like they're going to sell Apple off again. Sacrilegious, man.
Nah, it's quite a pop on that open from 105 to 109.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying that it looks to me like they're going to sell it off again.
Can I ask why? I just
because when I pull it up, that's not compare to where we just if
I just want to understand what you're seeing.
If I pull this up, we had a high out here yesterday of 112. You get down to 105, and
Okay.
That's
in context of where it's been, how high it's still struggling.
Just for that day, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's it's probably a 0.382 too, but it came up to ice. That's what it did. So if we just take one day.
And for those with ice, because even I get lost on
ice, just means that it's a level where you get a downdraft or an updraft. Okay, this would have been 12.20 yesterday. Then you get a little pop.
Okay.
And then when it breaks, you can see that when it breaks that swing, and then you get a big downdraft. That's
okay.
It's a Wyckoff term. It's subjective. That's the bottom line.
No, looking for areas of that chart. Sure.
Yeah. Stay right there. Tommy and I come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's down 40, Nasdaq is off 3, S&Ps are off 8.5. And
What happened over that 3-minute commercial break, man?
I'm telling you, man, that's pretty intense.
That was a quick 3-minute. We keep all of our commercial breaks, just so you know, folks, 3 minutes. We're never off the air longer than 3 minutes. And man, we just dropped like 20. Yeah, what are we at? No, I guess not 5-10 points, but I'm just looking at, we were at 32.45. We're now 20 points. Like you said, like you and Kevin said, man, you have opportunities to be bearish and bullish in this market almost every 5 or 10 minutes right now.
No doubt. So that's, there's an article on Bloomberg out here that's really interesting here, and it's the mechanics, folks, okay? Of course, I'm sure you heard last night that whether Trump is going to do a peaceful transition of power if he loses or not. But I think this is what some people, well, I don't know. This is worst case election scenario is meltdown in key states counting. Now, I heard you talking a little bit about this, Tom, on your program. So walk us through this thing.
So what I think is most important, man, with all the rhetoric out there, including the president's, to just be aware of what's happening. And as traders, all right, this isn't even politics, folks. You better be ready as a trader. Interactive Brokers yesterday, right? Did you see that story? They're raising the margin requirements.
Yes.
Just to do with the election. Okay, they're going to gradually raise them.
Well, you have to, because do you remember election night last time? I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
They don't want people sitting at maybe, as you get a sell-off into election night that we have right now, maybe you have people in positions where they're barely at the 25% margin requirement, right? Maintenance requirement. And then you have a sell-off, and those people are forced to sell. Well, what happens? Then they have to sell them out, and then you further sell off, right? And then people are hit even further. So they're bringing up their margins to initial margins of like 66% and maintenance of like 36, 33, something like that.
Okay.
But speaking about volatility, so the way this is going to come down, it's going to be the biggest, mail-in election for ballots we've ever seen. I'm going to be voting by mail. The president's going to be voting by mail. Okay. And swing states are what the election's about. Don't have to tell anybody that. But It was particularly interesting how they get into here. Pennsylvania in specifically. Okay. Pennsylvania, a definite swing state right now. They got 20 electoral votes, okay? And you only need 270 to win the election. So this could be a big one as they come down the line in terms of who is going to be president. Now, what happens here is that many states, including Pennsylvania and some of the other swing states as well, including Michigan and Wisconsin, cannot begin counting mail-in ballots until Election Day.
Okay.
Now that's important because there's more involved in terms of literally just the process of having to open the letter and then flatten that piece of paper is a manual process. And then you have to put them in the machines. Okay. But when you're talking about that many votes that need to be opened, flattened, and we've all had to open and flatten something and put it into a scanner or something, and maybe that doesn't go the first time. Maybe it gets crumpled in the mail. You have to flatten it a few times. When you're talking about potentially millions of votes on that type of a scale, it's pretty dramatic how long this could take. Now, it's important because when you get into the numbers of people who are requesting these ballots and the makeup of them, right? So just jumping towards the end, and we'll jump around in this article because they have a lot of good stuff in here.
Yeah.
In Pennsylvania, we'll talk about alone, of the 2 million mail-in and absentee ballots requested in Pennsylvania through September 17th, okay, pretty recent data, 67% were from Democrats and only 24% from Republicans, okay? So there's a high probability, we'll see what happens, right? All of those people don't necessarily have to mail them in. There's a high probability that in Pennsylvania, at least, that as the numbers get updated to include the mail-in ballots, that you're going to see a huge Democratic shift in those numbers.
Right.
Okay. So that's going to take days, if not weeks. Okay. And now to complicate things, you're going to see the numbers shift. And we're going off probabilities, folks. I'm not telling you that everything's going to shift Democratic. All right. We're going off math, numbers, probabilities. That's what we do as traders. Almost 7 out of 10 ballots requested by mail in the state of Pennsylvania are for Democrats. Okay. There's a high probability when those numbers come in that they're going to skew highly Democratic. So you add into that no matter what happens on election night, we're not going to be certain because you're going to have potentially millions of ballots still to come in. Now, Pennsylvania, I believe it was only 46,000 votes.
44,292. I got it right here.
And we just said that 2 million ballots were 2 million. Thank you. And 2 million ballots were requested by mail. Okay. So you see the types of like close races you're going to have. And then you're going to have a president out there. If he sees those results coming in, he's going to be screaming fraud. He's going to be screaming, rigged election.
Yeah.
That's not news to anybody, okay? But it's really important to understand what's going to happen here because they cannot be counted almost. It's highly probable that it would be almost impossible on election night.
Now, it's also saying here, Tom, that, the crucial swing states of Wisconsin and Michigan could also find themselves in a similar predicament since they also can't begin processing mail-in ballots until Election Day.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
So you got 3 states, right?
Yes.
Right.
And that's the only reason we're highlighting Pennsylvania is because they have the most electoral
They're
votes.
so big. I got it. Okay.
They're
right.
so big. Yes. So they're 20 votes. The highest odds of any state of being an actual tipping point. As in, if somebody grabs Pennsylvania, they get those 20, as in if Trump or Biden. It could be a deciding factor because that 20 alone, you think you only need 2 states. If you 20, plus or minus 20 is actually a 40 electoral college swing, right? You know, in terms of if you gain 20 or if you lose 20. And so now it gets a little even further in terms of right now, as of right now, because of what was going on with the post office. So the post office sent out letters, and let me find that part of this, talking about that they cannot guarantee, that usually would be the case, that they could guarantee, I hope I can find. Here we go. So the U.S. Postal Service warned Pennsylvania Secretary of State in a July 29th letter that the Commonwealth's requirement for mail-in ballots to be received by 8 p.m. and the ability for voters to request a ballot as late as 7 days before the election appeared to be incompatible with the delivery standards. All right, the U.S. Postal Service, with their Postmaster General, who's a huge Republican donor, that's its own issue in its entirety, okay? But because of that, you then have a state Supreme Court in Pennsylvania right now saying as long as those are postmarked, okay, before Election Day, they can be counted 3 days after Election Day. So now you have the ability that actually, as long as they're postmarked, so somebody had sent that letter in because of the delays created by the Postmaster General, that you might have a 3-day delay before they're even counted. Then you have them being counted, and really just the makeup of the mail-in ballots. So be prepared for, at least in Pennsylvania, for a highly Democratic skew for mail-in ballots. Be prepared for those numbers to be updating for Democratic. Be prepared for the president to say it's going to be rigged, and then be prepared to trade off that if you're in the market.
Folks, and that's what that means is that you better get into the option market with defined risk, man.
Listen, it's pretty stark when you lay it out, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's pretty stark.
Because let me tell you something. If you weren't around the night of the election last time, it was phenomenal. I mean, I think the Dow went down 800 and then went up 800. I mean, it was.
I think it was over 1,000. It was mind-boggling, man. I was watching it. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just be ready for it. You know, I mean, as traders, you want to be as informed as possible. Okay. So there's a high probability that you're going to have the president declaring himself the winner on election night and saying if anything changes, it's rigged. You can trade off that and think what you want, but that's the high probability scenario, man. And the numbers lay it out, and the facts speak for themselves.
Ride 'em, cowboy.
We'll get ready, man.
Get ready today. Evidently, the market's looking at it today.
And it has to, man. It has to. You know, it's not going to wait till 2 days ahead of time. 40, maybe 40s. Things are getting dicey the last couple of weeks, man.
Dow's down 92, Nasdaq's up 45, S&P's down 16. Tom and I come right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's down 55, Nasdaq is off 7, S&P's off 9.5. Let's go to Mark in Bedford. Hey, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Long time no talk to you. How's your fall going?
I know, man. How you been, man?
Well, since I talked to you last, I had 2 teeth taken out, but outside of that, I'm fine.
Well, that's good. That's all right.
Well, if it kills the infection in the mouth, I guess it's okay.
The good news is getting them out.
I had a gold question, but before I go there, Tommy, I had a question about TFNN.com/YouTube. I have sometimes when I don't get your right at the end of the market, your 4 o'clock update close, I go into both the archives and to YouTube and to try and find the 4 o'clock close, and someone, instead of putting the 4 o'clock close in there, puts in the first segment of your 3:07, your 3 o'clock show. So if someone is doing something wrong on your back end and your Tesco thing, you might want to talk to whoever cut your stuff and puts it into the internet.
Well, they're listening right now, so we will check it out, man. We get 2 producers right here, right now, so we will check that out, man. I appreciate the feedback.
All right, yeah. They're putting from 3:07 to the first commercial break or the first segment of your 3:07 show.
I get it. We get what you're saying.
Instead of the 4 o'clock show, so instead of the 4 o'clock update. So
Tommy's mic's not on. Tom, your mic's not on.
It is on. Can they slide me up?
My question's on gold, Tom.
I got you.
Okay. Can I real quick to finish that, Mark, before we jump in? Just if you jump over to YouTube, because not many people know this, you visit the TFNN page, you pull up the videos tab, and that's where everything is super accessible. There's Tom's 4 p.m. update right there for you. Okay, there's his 3 o'clock update.
Right, well,
there's Mr. Kevin Hinks yesterday.
That, but a lot of people just go in and Google it too.
I know that, and that's why I'm telling you the easiest way to do it, pal. Okay, TFNN, like all of our videos are right there on the video tab.
Tommy, it's the first
Man, what is going on? How much coffee you had this morning, Mark? Go for
it. So just want to check that.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. Okay.
All right. So here's my question on gold. Is gold moving with or against the market? It seems like if the market goes down, gold is going down. It seems like if the market is going up, gold is going up.
It is.
When I was growing up, I always learned that gold was moved the opposite way of the market.
No, it doesn't, and it hasn't. You know,
quote unquote safe haven. And is that all wrong, or times changed, or help? I don't really trade gold. I don't do a lot with gold. It's just more of an observation.
You keep hearing exactly what Mark just said, folks. Okay, but I've been doing the gold report now. I think it's almost 20 years, right? And gold moves with the market. You know, this whole deal about gold is a safety deal and all that. Gold is an asset. when 2006, 2007, gold went from what? I think 13 or 1400 back down to 666 in a heartbeat. So my take is that gold moves with the market. What the difference is that as the market moves up, and then you get a correction, gold won't correct as much as the market's correcting. And that's what's been happening over a course of time, and it just keeps moving higher. But when markets take hits, gold takes the hit too. In fact, yesterday, one of the main reasons, I was watching gold at about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I saw it getting tanked, and I went right after the market because of it. Because I'm saying to myself, you know what, they're hitting gold first, and it's not going to be a single deal, so.
All right, so that brings up another question. If you had $1,000, would you right now, A, buy short the market, or B, buy gold?
How long are you going to hold it for?
Let's assume you're going to hold it for a year.
I'd buy gold. Because when you short the market, you only short the market for small periods of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that answer brings up another question. If you're only going to short the market a period of time, that means that this correction that we're in, for lack of any other word, could be severe but short and sweet.
That's correct. That's how most of them are.
Okay. So if you short the market, when you reach, you keep listening to Tom and Tommy and Tom in the afternoon, and they'll hopefully tell you when to get out, and you get out, and then you either go long or you buy more gold.
My take is that, so if we go over to the SPY is getting close to the ABC down. We are 7 points away from it this morning, so we're still 7 points away from it. It's 315. We're at 322. That to me, that's the first leg down. We'll see what happens when we get down there. Do you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. So here's another thing to think about, and I'll leave you with this note. You've talked last week about that Congress better do something because the airlines have given their 30-day notice to the employees.
Right.
That they're okay. And Congress is nothing. They're deadlocked, and they're
That's right. People are going to be losing their jobs in 6 days.
Good, but they haven't done anything else. So these airline people are going to get clocked.
That's correct.
So, okay. So when they get clocked at the end of the month, that's going to show up when they do the October unemployment. So that means the November figure, not next month, but the November figure is going to be pretty ugly.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. So my observations are correct. All right, gentlemen, Tom, you going to go fishing this weekend?
I don't know. We got about another, let's see, September. We got about another 3 weeks. About another 3 weeks, it's going to be a madhouse down there. Because what happens, folks, is that you have all the fish that come from the north going to the south. And what happens is that you don't have to go far in order to basically get that migration going down. Then it's a little field day out here. So I'll be out in the water, that's for sure. I don't know if I'd be fishing.
Tom, if you were to retire, my wife wants to go to Jacksonville. Do you? Would you go to Jacksonville, or you're like where you are?
There's nothing in Jacksonville. There's nothing in Jacksonville, man. There's
nothing in Jacksonville.
There's one pier in Jacksonville that you get 5 or 10 restaurants that are pretty cool.
I would just take you to just to retire, not for fishing, but just to retire, just in general.
Retire in Jacksonville? Don't even think about it, man. Yeah, that's still the deep south, man. That's forget it. Come on down to Tampa.
I'll tell that to my wife.
She's going to kill me.
All right, gentlemen. You two take care.
Have a great one, man. Have a safe one.
All right. See you, Tommy. Take care.
Thanks, Mark. Take care, man.
Man, he had some coffee, didn't he, Tom?
He was ready to go, man. Why not? You better have some coffee with this market, man. We're back to negative prices, 32.24, man, in the S&Ps. Pretty interesting that we're now basically sitting right where we were coming into that 830 number, man. You traded down 20 points, you traded up 45, and we're back to kind of where we were right at 8:30 in the morning waiting for the weekly jobless.
Gotta love it. Dow Industrials down 68. You get the NASDAQ up 9. S&Ps are off 8.5. Tommy and I come right back. Stay right there, folks.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Bam!
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials down 13, Nasdaq's up 36, S&Ps are off 1.5, and there's definitely action out here, Tom.
Oh man, it's everywhere, right? You got those tech stocks really trading higher in terms of Apple up 1.7, but man, you're up $4 from the open. Microsoft just traded from almost 198 to 204. Amazon was at almost 29.60 up to over like 30.70. And on the flip side of that, you had some of the high flyers in terms of Zoom is down almost 6%. And I wanted to talk about, we had quite a quick show, man. These shows are flying. We get so much going on. The cannabis sector yesterday. Did you see Aurora kind of sending the whole sector down, cascading? So Aurora came out with their earnings Tuesday night. Aurora was down 30% yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And in that sense, you know, the whole industry, Canopy was down almost 10% yesterday. And they got a tough go-around, man. The Aurora one I was looking at, they're just growing so much pot out there that they can't sell it, and they don't have a premium-type brand. I mean, we've talked about it, right? In terms, you can't just be somebody that grows a ton of pot and says, guess what, we're just going to sell it for the cheapest. That's not how it's working out for some of these companies
And
right
that's,
now.
you know, it's interesting. I did my segment on TD Ameritrade yesterday was on that. And
Okay.
I was pushing people into Constellation, you know, because the bottom
Yes.
line, my take,
And
if you're going to do pot, folks, Constellation's the name of the game. That's,
Yeah.
you know.
On a day where you had Canopy down 10% yesterday, you know, Constellation, they were down, but pretty muted.
Was it 87 cents? Wasn't that
Yeah, yeah, the
impressive?
market
I know.
down dramatically,
And it was a
and today-
vicious day. Yeah.
No, and they got exposure to that industry with a portfolio of alcoholic brands, folks. Corona, Modelo, Kim Crawford, Meiomi, and I'm biased. We got some Constellation, but we have it for a reason, man. They got a strong brand and exposure to that cannabis sector.
No doubt. Stay right there, folks. We got Think of Swim coming up next. And I'm Mr. Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave. Wait, I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Ride 'em, cowboy.